Hey, what's up, guys? It's Hayden.
Hey, and I'm Emma. Welcome back to the channel, and hello to all you new subscribers. We hope you stick around. If you are new here, we are talking again about the Mandalorian. We are reviewing every single episode. We are up to episode 3 now, so I think we're going to dive straight in because if you've clicked on the video, you've probably already seen the episode. Yep. So, yeah, spoilers. We're talking spoilers. And this episode, chapter 11, it was called the Heiress. And we had quite a few interesting developments in this one.
Yeah, I felt like it pushed the main story forward a little bit more.
It did. It jumped back on a little bit to the main storyline. We had some old characters.
And some new characters.
Yes, we had a few appearances there. So, yeah, what did you think overall?
Yeah, I really love this episode. I think this did what The Mandalorian does so well, which is bring in the extended universe elements, the elements that we haven't really seen too much of, the new stuff, as well as the old school stuff, the nostalgia, the Easter eggs, you know, the stuff that we've seen before, the fan service. And I think this episode did a good job of that, of blending those two elements together.
Yeah.
So we're introduced to this fishing planet, this water planet, this aquatic planet, which I don't think we've really seen before. But we are reintroduced to the Mon Calamari, which we haven't seen since Rogue One, and of course, Return of the Jedi with our favourite Admiral, Admiral Akbar. We salute you, sir. Gone too soon, but not forgotten. As well as the Quarren, which are the squid-like creatures, aliens that I feel like they've appeared in movies before.
They looked familiar.
They look familiar, but they haven't really been focused on too much.
Yeah.
But we get to see them again, which is great. And we learn that they are not to be trusted. They're a bit of a shady bunch, the Quarrens. They end up betraying our dynamic duo, almost getting them killed.
Yeah, and I did not see that coming.
No.
That all happened so fast.
Just throw them into this watery pit.
Yes.
Next minute, this sea creature just comes out, swallows the child whole.
Literally swallows him. Takes him under the water, and we're like, oh my god!
Oh, shit!
What? And then, of course, Mando jumps straight in. Of course he does. Protective Daddy Mando.
Yep. He gets trapped under there, and he's, gasping there. He's about to drown. Luckily, 3 Mandalorians come flying in and save the day. And not just any Mandalorians. Bo-Katan, who you fans of the extended universe will know from the Clone Wars animated series. So it's great to see her introduction into the live-action Star Wars universe.
And cool to see them using the same actor that they used to voice the
that was
in
great
the animated
as well.
Series. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very cool. So that was great to see. And of course, now Mando has found his fellow Mandalorians. But there's a bit of, I guess, tension there because when they meet, they take off their helmets.
Which is a big no-no.
That's a big no-no. As we know, and I think, again, the Mandalorians set that up. It set that law up perfectly.
Yes.
So they take off their helmets. It is the way. It's the only way. So they take off their helmets and Mando's like, where'd you get that armor from? You're not Mandalorians. And they're like, no, we are Mandalorians. You are obviously just a part of this kind of religious cult faction of the Mandalorians who are very kind of, by the book.
Yeah, she actually uses the term cult. So we're like, ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so we learn that there's multiple factions of the Mandalorians and that Mando's cult is, again, very by the book, very kind of religious in their belief system, whereas Bo-Katan and her faction are a little bit more easygoing, they're a little bit more progressive, a bit more new school, they don't mind, taking off the helmets, getting some fresh air every once in a while. So that was interesting and did create a little bit of tension there, but they're able to sort out their differences over a couple of drinks, as you do. Which sets up the main mission of this episode, which is they need to board an Imperial vessel, which is hauling a bunch of weapons. We can only think to the Imperial fleet. So they're trying to hijack this vessel, steal all the weapons back, and that's kind of like the mission. That's like the mission for this episode. Yeah. And that's great. It's great that we get to bring the Imperials back into the mix now.
Because we haven't seen them for a little while.
Not since the end of season 1.
Yeah.
So there's a great action sequence where they board the vessel. They're blasting their way through it. We get to see just how fearsome and how feared the Mandalorians are as warriors. 4 of them are just able to take out like a whole squad of stormtroopers. And then they seemingly get trapped on the ship, don't they? They're like, close the doors, close the doors. They kind of get trapped on the ship. And there's a great little moment where the captain, the general, whoever he is, played by a great cameo by Jimmy O'Fallon.
Yes.
From Sons of Anarchy. If you know Sons of Anarchy, the guy who played Jimmy O'Fallon, he makes a great cameo.
He makes a good bad guy.
He makes a good bad guy, yeah.
Although, a short role for him in this episode.
Yeah, quite a short cameo. I don't think we will be seeing him back.
No.
He needs a timely end. Yeah.
A shocking end.
A shocking end. You like your puns. Yes.
I'm very punny.
Very punny. Yeah, but there's a great moment where he's like, so where did you trap them? And he's like, oh yeah, in the cargo control room. And you can just see look in his face, it's like, you fucking idiots. And then you just see them like just get shot out of the cargo hold.
That was awesome.
That was
so
hilarious.
Funny.
I feel like the Imperials are almost treated a bit like a joke at this point.
Oh,
there's another like callback to just how horrible of a shot the stormtroopers are. I think one of the Mandalorians, like, oh, they can't hit the side of a bantha.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're kind of treated like a bit of a joke now.
I think they're just that slapstick kind of character in these movies and in the show. It's so good.
But Moff Gideon comes back. He's not him exactly, but his hologram. So his hologram pops up and he's like checking up on them and they're like, oh, the ship's been taken over by some Mandalorians. And he's like, they've taken the cargo. And Moff Gideon's like, well, there's no point for reinforcements. You know what to do. And they're like, yep. He's pretty much saying, you need to just crash this ship.
Yep.
Like, that's it.
That's your only option.
Yeah. You're expendable, essentially.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah. So then he shoots, Jimmy O'Fallon shoots the two pilots and pretty much just starts diving this ship back into the planet. Which again, just creates like this really tense climax to this action sequence.
And just shows how committed these guys are to their cause.
Yeah. They're for the Empire.
Yeah.
You know, they're very, again, almost like religious, almost cult-like in their beliefs to the Emperor. But luckily, the Mandalorians get the best of the situation. They're able to take control of the ship. They're able to kind of correct it. Jimmy O'Fallon decides to meet a shocking end.
Stop calling Jimmy O'Fallon.
Sorry, that's all I know him as. He's Jimmy O'Fallon. So he has like this, I guess, like this capsule, like almost like a cyanide capsule that, you know, you've seen used to kind of when they want to kind of meet a purposeful end. So he kind of bites down this capsule, it kind of shocks him and he dies. But they're able to kind of get hold of the cargo. They kind of say their goodbyes. You know, Mando obviously needs to get back to the child who we left with the frog lady and her husband.
Yeah, and actually I was quite surprised that they were so willing to look after him, considering the amount of children he had. But I mean, who could say no to that face?
But before he does, he gets information on where the Jedi are. And more specifically, Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Ahsoka's name gets dropped, which again, for you fans of the extended universe, you would know from the Clone Wars animated series. So Ahsoka is definitely going to be making an appearance in season 2. So we can't wait for that. Whether it's going to be next episode or whether we're going to be building up to that, I don't know. But that's going to be really good to see.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's going to be where they're headed from now on. They're going to be kind of going to this planet where Ahsoka is held up and trying to find the Jedi. Yeah. So, yeah, all that was really good. As well as, you know, we obviously got the frog lady reunited with her frog husband. That was a really sweet moment. That was a beautiful moment. As well as, you know, again, just all those like nice little Easter eggs and stuff that the Mandalorian is known for. We get this, again, some great like Baby Yoda moments, child moments of him being cute. Not as much as the last episode, but they're sprinkled throughout.
It's a really funny moment when he was in the restaurant and he's eating.
The chowder or something, and then this like octopus or something just come jumping out.
And then Mando's like, stop playing with you. And he's just like, Dad, I didn't. What?
And also at the end of the episode where the frog lady and her husband, their children start hatching. Yes. And there's like a little tadpole and, you know, the child is kind of, you know, patting it and he's just really gentle.
So precious. He was so gentle.
Yeah. And he doesn't want to leave. You know, Mando's trying to pick him up and take him away. He's like, no! And he's like, no, we've got enough pets.
We've got enough pets. I love that line.
Yeah. So, yeah, just a great episode all around. I felt like this, moved that main storyline forward. We've got direction now. We know where we're going. We know that we are going to find Ahsoka, and Ahsoka is going to be making an appearance in The Mandalorian. Boba Fett is still in the wings, up in the air.
Still in the air a bit, yeah.
Still in the air, but we feel like he's not far off. We feel like he's probably keeping an eye on Din Djarin and the child, and just keeping an eye, waiting for his moment.
But good to see Moff Gideon make a small appearance in this episode.
Yeah,
too, I was wondering when he was going to come back.
Yeah, we did talk about that, I think, in episode 1 review, when he was going to make his comeback. So I feel like they're bringing him back into the mix because, as we know, like he's got the Darksaber, and Bo-Katan wants the Darksaber back because, again, she's the heiress. You know, she wants the kind of the Mandalore throne. She wants her planet back.
Yeah.
So yeah. I feel like that we've got our direction now. We know where we're going. I feel like, the rest of the season is going to kind of, explore that. Explore not only the Jedi and their place in like this post-Empire world, but also, Moff Gideon and the Darksaber. And I feel like we're going to get a bit of a showdown with Moff Gideon as they try to get that Darksaber back.
Yeah. Not only that, I'm wondering if they're going to now explore sort of Din Djarin's conflict with this new realization of the creed of the Mandalorian. You know, what he's always known has now been questioned. You can remove your helmet. There's relaxed rules, apparently.
What?
I wonder how that's sort of going to play on his mind and if he's going to adapt at all, or if he's going to stay.
Will we get to see him take off his helmet? Will we get to see more Pedro?
Maybe. We hope so. Well, I hope so. What? I like Pedro.
Vote for Pedro.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be kind of cool to see how that all comes into play and whether we see any more variations of Mandalorian lore.
Yeah, I feel they've got to explore that more because I feel like that whole Mandalorian story from the extended universe from the Clone Wars is now a big part of this Mandalorian story. So I feel like they're definitely diving more into that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Conflict is good.
Yeah.
Conflict is good, especially when it's personal conflict. That makes for a great dynamic character. So I wouldn't actually mind if Mando actually started to question his belief system a little bit. I think that would make for some good character development.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, very interesting. Yeah, so let us know what you thought of this episode. What were your favourite moments? What do you think of these new characters that have come into play? Drop us some comments. Let's chat about it. But we'll leave it there.
Yep.
And we'll catch you in the next one. Remember, we are reviewing and talking about every single Mandalorian episode that comes out every week. Yeah. Also, don't forget to do all that YouTube stuff. Slam that like button if you like what we do. Hit the bell for the notifications to see what we've got coming out next. Because as you know, we're reviewing each episode of The Mandalorian one by one. So stay tuned for that. Please subscribe to our channel as well. To not only become part of Heiress Films community, but also to check out all our other videos, including our Season 1 review. Which we did at the end of last year. Yep. Most importantly of all, thank you guys so much for watching. And as Emma said, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. See ya.